Well, let's have a look at our grip in the club. And as we know, and it's an obvious statement, it's our only connection with the club. So the grip really, it has to be very specific, to transfer maximum energy. And that's really the importance of the grip. There's actually two, for direction, controlling the club head. But mainly for me, the number one is be able to transfer all that energy we develop from the turning and the hinging of the wrist, to be able to then deliver it right down at the bottom of the arc. And we'll talk about 0.2 of a second as the wrists are hinged, and suddenly we'll let go right down here. And through, if your hands are in the club wrongly, you can't do that properly. The worse, we'll call it the worse the grip, the less energy then gets transferred into the club head as club head acceleration and speed. Now, to do that though, to really get into the grip and to understand it, if we take a wee step back, and I've talked already about this, the control area. And you can see what's happening here. If I just pull my elbows out, my palms are kind of pointing at the ground here. If I pull my elbows together, my palms automatically come to face each other. So the grip, and for too long when I read articles on grip and holding, it's all done in isolation. You bring this knuckle over here and you do it's not really that way at all. It's all to do with our anatomy for maximum efficiency and how we set everything up. And in his book, Ben Hogan insists the creases of the fingers are running straight in. He thought this through himself, that by setting the arms, that's where the grip comes from, not by trying to fiddle it out independently with your hands. So basically, I want you to try this, just keeping your elbows apart, pulling them together, your upper arms, feeling the connection here and here again, and seeing where your palms get to. And all I do now is just slide my left hand down. The thumb of my left hand is now pushing into the palm of my right. And that's the grip. Then the fingers wrap round. But it's come from this setting of the triangle, the all-important control area. And that's the correct neutral grip. And what that allows me to do is to really let the hands go through the ball with absolutely no, trying to guide. If say my right hand is right under here, for example, if I try and let it go, it's going to try and shut the club face. So now, one fault, and then the brain tries to think, hang on, that's going to go left, I'll spin it left. Now I try to hold it to keep it square. So now you've got two faults, you're starting to get into real inconsistent territory. Bad grip, bad right hand, shut the club face, or try and hold it open, left arm chicken wing, and you can sort of hit decent shots doing it occasionally. It's not consistent. So, arms together. And really, without getting too much and too involved, if I just bend over, bring the club out with my right hand, and as I let my left hand hang down, I'm just whacking it on there. The club is pushing into the fleshy part of my hand. And it's come from the, sitting across from my forefinger. I have always done the overlap grip, where my little finger hooks around the back of my left forefinger. But the club is now across the fingers, just below the base of the palm. And then, palm of my right hand over my left thumb. And that gets the hands really knitted together nicely, really solid. There's no, in a good professional grip, there's no big gaps and spaces. Everything's nicely together, very efficient and neat and tidy. And as I've done this, as I check, as I stand up, my club is vertical. And the two creases are running parallel. That would be let's call it the perfect grip position and setup position. Everything's neutral. And as I said, if I just start to let the club head go, try and stop, the club is square, 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 because I'm, holding it correctly and then not letting go. If my right hand gets under here and really whack one through, see the club is now closing over. As I say, then we try and hold it open to hit it straight so it doesn't work. So the grip comes from setting the arms together, palms together, and one final thing, grip pressure. quite firm. On a scale of 1 to 10, let's call it 6. And especially on my left hand, from the pinky into the middle finger, there's no letting go. So whenever I swing, my hands are totally in control. I see it all too often. We read these articles about, you know, you should hold it nice and loosely and free. Good players, what they're actually doing is the wrists that are free. It's not the grip. And this is what it transpires with so many people. They end up, oh, I must hold it nice and loose, and they let go of the club. They get no control. Again, as Ben Hogan said, it's a faulty, out of control grip. So, nice grip pressure, firm. Both hands, especially with my left hand, those 3 fingers. In my right hand, we'll say the 2 middle fingers, really getting control there, firm. And the palm of my right hand nicely over my left thumb. And that's the good old grip. And that now lets us really give it a real good old zip through there, but still totally in control. The idea, you could, if you had 10 balls lined up, you'd be able to hit them all without actually having to readjust your grip. So remember, proper grip fundamentals, set the triangle, 6 out of 10 grip pressure.